Okay.
That's hot, baby.
I'm all in, yeah. I'm all in, yeah. I'm all in, yeah. Let me talk my shit. I do it big. When it come to this, I'm all in. I can never quit, yeah. Gotta play to win, yeah. Gotta represent, yeah. I'm all in, yeah. Look bitch, I'm from the always 10. Just touchdown like I scored 6. She chose me like #1 pick. Safe at home by the way I slid. Then I'm out, yeah I did. Mickey Mantle how I switch. And boy, you know this shit ahead. It's out the park, it's over the fence. Used to hear them talking shit, but now they wanna be us. Crown time high, I came in here and shook the league up. Ay, stomping with the crew, I roll with dogs and leaders. And they can't check me, feel like cheetah. Better get your speed up. And I'm fresh up out the freezer, I'm ice tray coat. From a place we hit OH, boy you better say I-O. I mean there's way too many greats, how could I ever pick a GOAT? Michael Jeffrey, LBJ, and RIP to 24. No time to kick it, I'm getting...
The All In Sports Podcast is sponsored by DNC Commercial Construction, Brimflex Designs, Homie Construction, Scotty Williams Racing, and Bob's Flavors. Welcome to the All In Sports Podcast, Season 5, Episode 12. All sports, all balls, all bets, all the time. The All In boys are back. I'm Nick.
I'm Fees.
I'm JP.
I'm Eddie. I'm Chuck.
The NBA Finals are set. Who's winning their first title? Stick around.
The return to glory. Let's see what. Oh, goodness! They both have a family! Are you serious? Are you serious? De La Cruz, right center. Could he go three? It's a cycle!
Williams Motorsports by Grapple back to home. Grapple, we did it, Grapple! We did it!
What it do? What it do? Season 5, Episode 12, in the bag. Welcome back, everybody, in the 809. If you don't know what the 809 is, it's our followers on our Facebook page, which continues to grow because of you, the All In Nation. As always, this episode will be available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon Music. Thursday morning at what time, fellas? 9 a.m. Also, it will be available on YouTube Thursday morning at 11 a.m. Yeah, like that. Slip that in there. It's called promotion.
New. That's new.
It's a new. How's everybody doing? If you guys are watching and you enjoy what you watch, please like and share. And if you're feeling generous, the Cash App is in the green below. Fees right now on your screen. If you're feeling generous, that is. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel, as well as follow us on our Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And ma'am, if you're watching and you're a female, like probably my fiance, but that's okay. It is a hot one here in the pod lab today. If you guys can see on that thermostat, it is 91.
91.
It feels like a cool 91. Is there such thing as a cool 91?
Yeah, I mean, there is.
Oh,
We're not
man.
in the sun.
Yeah, I
We're
guess
not
so.
in the sun.
We got
so.
the fan propped
We got-
in the cooler, dude.
Yeah,
it works.
Yeah,
That is the most hillbilly thing I think we've ever done in here.
Hey, it's working.
It's the hillbilly in me.
Yeah, that's right. I love
I
that.
mean,
That's a callback.
It's hillbilly ingenuity.
That's so funny. So, also, we got a couple shout-outs here. We got the weekly shout-outs. We want to do first thing, Drake Troutman.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Drake Troutman winning the Modified World Championship. $100K to win at Mississippi Thunder Speedway.
Mississippi Thunder Speedway.
Yeah, big shout out to Drake. I know that's probably his absolutely biggest win that he's got. He's trying to carry that momentum into Eldora this week for the Dream, so good luck to him. If you guys know, if you watch
Is he driving the Dream?
Yeah, he
Okay,
races late
good.
models too. Yeah. If you guys remember on Scotty's channel when we went to the Mississippi Thunder, same race that he just won, we went to it last year and we had unfortunate issues with the car and couldn't race. I put the GoPro on Drake's car and we did a whole episode of Drake. So yeah, he didn't win it last year, but he won it this year. So shout out to Drake.
Let's get that juju over here to Scotty Williams.
Yeah,
You know
absolutely.
All right, Drake, this for you right here, buddy.
The all-in MVP of the week.
Let's give him another hand. Also, joining him in the weekly shout-out, Scotty Scheffler wins Memorial. Second player to go back-to-back. Do you guys know the other player to go back-to-back?
I do, but I'll let you guys answer.
It's pretty easy.
Jack Nicholson.
I was going to say
That's a good
Tiger.
guess.
It's Tiger Woods. Yeah,
Yeah.
Tiger Woods.
That's a good guess.
Yeah,
Nicholas.
that's a good-
I
there's
was
only
going to
two-
say Tiger, and then I was going to
Nicholson.
say Jack.
There's only two in history. It's Scotty Scheffler and Tiger Woods. So let's play it one more time here.
Yeah.
The all-in MVP of the week.
And give him another hand. All right, now that we're nice and fluffed, as some would say in some professions.
Whoa.
Easy.
That's on me, boys.
Kurt Bob's
Question-
tapping in from work.
Question of the day. Who was your first celebrity crush? Eddie, I'm going to start with you.
Easy. Easy. Do you remember the movie Casper from back in the day?
Oh,
Christina Ricci, dude.
Oh.
when she
Christina
was young, and I was about that age.
Hold on a second.
Hold on. Hold on.
Let's put this
Wait.
in perspective.
But we said first.
Wait.
You
Hey,
said first celebrity
we
crush.
did say first.
Let's put this
So-
in perspective. Back when
We're
I'm
just messing with
41,
you.
I'm
We're
about
just
to be
messing with
41 years old. So when
In your defense,
when
Andy, your
she was a
defense.
kid, and I was a kid, boy,
yeah.
she was the most beautiful thing on the
So
planet.
I am watching
And then
Yellow
she got
Jackets.
fat for
and
another
she's-
movie and
She's in Yellow Jackets right now, and she's still pretty. I think.
But when she played in Devil's Advocate, she was not.
Well,
Neither was Charlotte.
Highs and lows.
Neither was
Highs and
Charlize
lows.
Theron though, and
What about you?
Charlize Theron's good looking.
I'm gonna go with it was Power Rangers girl. I don't know her name.
Kimberly.
Kimberly.
Kim-
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what I was gonna
Hale-
say.
or no,
The
no,
Pink
it's,
Ranger.
I never
Alyssa-
watched it. I knew
no,
it.
Hang on, I know it.
I didn't watch it.
It was.
Definitely
It's a three
the
name.
first
It's a three name.
I know a lot of people always go Topanga or
Amy Jo Johnson. That's what it is. I'm almost positive.
It's funny. Me and Kaylee.
Will you
actually
search
just
that
had
for
this
me, Chuck?
conversation
Pink
not too
Ranger's
long ago.
name, the original Pink Ranger's name. I'm almost positive it was Amy Jo Johnson, but we'll have the answer. That's a good quote. What about you, JP?
He says, I know
I would
her
have
name.
to probably say
Okay,
Jesse from Saved by the Bell.
Amy Jo Johnson.
Oh, that's a good one too, though.
Nice,
That's a good one too.
Chuck.
Not Kelly.
I was gonna say the Pink Ranger,
Nice,
which
Zach's
is Amy
girlfriend.
Jo Johnson.
Amy Jo
Talking about
Johnson.
Zach's girlfriend.
But I'll go to
Not her, no.
my first
one?
one, but one
Tall
of
redhead.
the strongest crushes I had as a on celebrities when I
Slater's
was younger
girlfriend.
was Hillary Duff.
Bro,
Shit.
do
See, that would have been
not
That'd have been some.
even
That'd have been some
start
pedophile
with
shit for
me
me. I'm
in
too
my
old.
love.
I'm too old for that.
for Hillary Duff and for Eddie
Oh man.
slash
Oh man.
Lizzie McGuire. So yeah, there's just no.
True.
And the thing is this is carried all the way till now. I'm 30. I'm 33, almost 34 years old, and my love for Hillary Duff is still hot and heavy.
I mean,
She is. There's not.
Cool 91.
Avril Lavigne.
Cool
Avril
91,
Lavigne has
baby.
always been my adult crush.
Well, she was a skater girl. She said, "See you later,
Hey.
girl."
Hey, Scott Snelling said Farrah Fawcett was.
We're
his.
about to get
Farrah
They don't even.
Fawcett.
They don't even know who that is.
That's
Scott.
Topanga, Scotty.
They're too young for that.
Topanga.
He said, "Who is the chick in
My-
Boy Meets World?" I
Oh,
said,
Topanga.
Yeah,
Dang,
Topanga's
guys,
up there. That
check
was
this
one of my
out.
top three.
No, bro.
So my girlfriend just texted me and she said, "I thought it was Cameron Diaz."
You've been lying
just
to
got in
people.
trouble.
You've been lying to people.
Busted.
I don't know.
I'm gonna retract, and I'm gonna have to say Wendy from freaking
The fast food chain.
Wendy's. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
"Oh,
Wendy's.
that's the redhead you were talking about."
Yeah. No, the from fuck. Now I can't remember the. It was just I just had it.
As soon as you said Wendy, I think I know.
Peppercorn
exactly.
from
Wendy Peppercorn.
from Sandlot.
Are you Squints?
From Sandlot Squints. Yeah, I'm Squints. What's Squints?
Matt Shelby
Something
said Kelly
days.
Kapowski.
That's a yeah. No. No, and I want to say Marilyn Monroe too, because
I don't even know who that is.
Marilyn
Who's
Monroe.
Kelly Kapowski.
the girl from,
From
Saved by the
Saved by the
Bell.
Bell.
Oh, okay, okay.
Sorry, I don't know. I know there's a little. It was the right.
It's funny, me and Kaylee just had this conversation the other day because I was singing a Russ song, and Russ says in the song, he says, "My first crush was Trish Stratus." And she was like, "Who was your first?" She's like, "Was that your first crush?" I was like, "No." I was like, "I'm just singing the words."
Second crust though.
No, I didn't watch
For
wrestling.
me, it was.
No,
I
she's
don't
my
get it.
current. She's my current crush. Yo,
Um,
just so you know.
But no, I had to tell her, I was like, "No, I was the Pink Power Ranger."
Pink Power Ranger.
Amy Jo
See, I
Johnson.
never watched that show.
Amy Jo Johnson. I didn't even know. I was
I
like,
say if you're gonna pick her and say,
yeah, but I don't know her name. I was a
My-
kid.
My parents
You know
wouldn't
now.
let me watch that show when I was. I mean, we were. They
Hey,
we
you're
had us
old,
in
dude.
church.
You're older than us.
I know, but Power Rangers back in
They
the day
wouldn't
was
let you
still
watch
on
it because
TV.
you were 15.
No, my
I'm
parents.
fucking weak.
My parents were strict for a hot second. They tried to be all strict about TV
It's
and
like-
shit, so I didn't watch any of those shows.
Yeah, they're bad.
He was 16.
Yeah,
when
no
that-
shit, they're
he was
beating each
like
other up
18
and
when
shit.
that show come out. He said.
This,
No, it's not.
Who
No,
was
it
it?
fucking wasn't.
Who was it?
Huh?
Who was it?
Who was what?
Your first crush. You said
Christina Ricci.
Christina Ricci. And
It's-
he said
it's
when
just
Casper
Richie.
come
It's
out.
just-
And
it's just
Casper come
Richie,
out
I
like
think.
2000.
Back in the 90s. Back in the
Like
90s.
2000.
No, it
you were
was-
like
it was
18.
Shit was on
Kurt
video.
You
Bob,
just
you got-
It
graduated.
was back in the 90s.
you guys see what Kurt
bro.
Bob said?
Yeah, he said
Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah.
Hey,
Jessica
I
Rabbit.
had that Casper movie on
Do me a
VHS.
favor, Chuck. When did
Cameron
when
Diaz
did the
on The
original
Mask?
Casper come out?
In The Mask?
It had to
I'm-
have been like 92.
I'm going to say
Something like that.
I think it was
97.
like
3.
94.
I mean,
93
it
or
was
94? Hey, what's the
It
guess?
was-
What's
it
the
was
guess?
98.
I said 93.
You said 92. No, you said 92.
92.
I said 93.
96.
96.
I like 96.
Hey,
All right. I
how
think it's
old
older
were
than
you
that.
in 1995, Eddie?
Me, I was
It's
11.
It
I was
might be
11.
95.
I was
It might be
11 and she
95.
had to have been about that age too, bro. She was.
I think she was a little bit older.
She probably was older.
You know
than
Casper-
All right, I'm gonna let you slide.
Casper in that movie was voiced by the kid from the Little Rascals, the quarterback.
You said 95.
Well, he played.
In 95, she was 15.
Yeah, and I was 11. So.
Yeah.
Now you're talking up. You're talking
there you
up.
go,
Yeah,
there you
you're
go.
talking.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah,
disgusting.
Like I said,
going
like I
after
said,
the
back
older
when-
women.
I
Back
ain't
when
gonna lie,
I was a
that's
kid.
disgusting.
When
Back
he
when
said
I was
Casper,
a kid.
that was the first thing that popped in my head. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, I'm like,
Back when I
dude.
was a kid, though, man, she was the first like young movie star that I saw in a movie, and I was like, holy shit, she is beautiful.
Scott Snelling. I don't blame you, brother man. Stephanie Valkyr, she's a wrestler, and she is
I was
very
gonna say,
pretty.
can I say who
She's
the fuck that is?
Yeah, Stephanie Valkyr. She's very pretty.
Oh, she's like in the WWE or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's buff as fuck to beat your ass too.
No, she's probably strong, but she doesn't look like. Yeah.
She's not like.
Is David Hughes
weak
checking in
as
from
fuck.
Spain?
David Hughes from Spain? All the way from Spain.
What's happening, David?
Oh, you're in Spain, huh?
Rugby.
Okay.
Dude.
Yeah.
Gatorade.
Cucko?
Dude, fucking
Who's
DJ
that?
Khaled when he says just stupid shit. You can keep going. I
don't
don't
know
need
who
that.
Tim
I don't
said.
have
Yeah, I got you. Do. All right, we're about to start our first segment of the day.
If you guys haven't seen it already, check the poll. It says, "Are you subscribed to our YouTube channel?" And if you're not,
Ooh,
you better.
you better.
Yeah, it was kind of a trap question because only one person answered it. That means some people are avoiding the question.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure I am. I tried to log in. It gave me 3 different fucking password options and it tried
Eddie,
to
I
shut
will
me.
better
flip
be.
this
Eddie.
Dude, I
thing.
got 3.
Flip it
That's
right
what I'm
We'll
saying.
flip
Is
it-
I
we'll
got.
flip it
I have
that
3
way.
different. I have 3 different YouTube accounts, and I don't know which one that I would be on.
So that means
should-
you can
you should
subscribe
have
3
3
times.
well, but
subscriptions
no,
to
I
our
can't.
page.
Actually, 2 of them are the ones I cannot access at all.
Oh.
They're old, dude. Like I don't even
So you
remember.
absolutely
I don't remember
can't.
the email
They're
I used or
obsolete.
nothing. It was way back in the day. Way back in the day.
way back in the day. He
For
says.
real.
Y'all check out Chuck's new camera. Ooh, it's pretty.
Ooh, they're pretty.
Scott Snelling said all
Can't
in is
shake the
worldwide.
screen by hitting the
World-
camera
actually see
anymore.
Chuck now.
Worldwide.
Wide. All right, this first segment is sponsored by Scotty Williams Racing. So let's give Scotty a big hand. Yes, of course. And we're going to start things off with a little talk of kind of the Indy 500, we'd say. You guys can see that we landed an interview with, I went to school with him, Adam Martin. He works on the pit crew for Marco Andretti, and they just raced at the Indy 500. Surely probably wasn't the outcome they wanted, nor does anybody want. Like, we work in the pits with Scotty, and we've had our fair share of
Ups and
heartbreaks
downs.
on
Heartbreaks,
one
yeah.
lap. Like, we understand it 100% how heartbreaking
Brother, we've had
it
heartbreaks not even taking the car on the track.
is. We've had heartbreaks without even with pulling the car up to fan zone. We've had heartbreaks. That's so. Anyway, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna run a little clip from Marco Andretti at the Indy 500 this year, and when we come back, we're gonna have Adam Martin on the line. So stick around.
The Harlem Globetrotters, despite their name, originated in Chicago and didn't play a game in Harlem until 1968.
The 33 who have
Over
earned their
40 years
right to
after their
contest the
founding.
greatest spectacle in racing, to mark their name in history and take their date with destiny, to etch their name into racing immortality. And as they round the final corner, we prepare for the 109th running of the Indianapolis 500.
Can't think of more difficult circumstances for the rookie Robert Schwartzman, but he gets after it in anger.
Sensational start for the rookie Robert Schwartzman. Pato O'Ward tucked up underneath him already, and O'Ward has a look to the outside into turn one, but Schwartzman will lead the field from the pole.
Side by side back there, Alex Palou going around Rosenquist. Puff of smoke still out of the back of Scott Dixon. As side by side they are, a crash and one.
Marco Andretti got together with Marcus Armstrong. There's Andretti in the 98 car.
Steering wheel off. Means Marco's all right, but obviously intense damage to the left rear, to the right rear. And the curse continues at Indianapolis.
His 20th start, and absolute devastation for Andretti, for Mario, for Michael, most importantly, for Marco.
And what an eerily familiar resemblance to the 1992 Indy 500. A car crashing on the pace lap. We've had that with McLaughlin, and an Andretti into the wall. Let's see what happened to Marco all the way in the back.
5 wide there. Yeah, he gets hit by Jack Harvey. And then Armstrong, just an innocent bystander. Marco tried to hang on to it. It's so tough.
Marcus did well to keep out of that.
Looked to me like maybe the 23 of Ryan Hunter-Reay moved up a little bit, got into his teammate Harvey, and that's what forced Harvey high as we get a late shot here of Marco trying to save it. He was sideways, thought he might get it.
On board as we see Andretti spin and in the wall and out of the Indianapolis 500.
All right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with Adam Martin. Let's give him a hand. Little air horn. Get it warmed up. Yeah. Adam, how you doing, bud?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. So,
Doing awesome.
Yes. Adam works in the pits for Marco Andretti. And what's the group called? Chuck, you know.
His team?
Yeah, the team.
Oh, Andretti Global.
Andretti Global, that's right. So
That's right.
That's right. Look at us. We did our homework. All right. I'm going to start it off, guys. Adam, we obviously went to school together, so I would have never pictured you working in the pits for an IndyCar ever in my life. And when I saw the pictures, I was like, oh my goodness. Like, shout out to both the Martin boys for just really going out and freaking doing it, dude. And I'm like, absolute awesomeness. So, and that's going to lead us to the first question. When did you start working in the pits, or start getting interest to work on an IndyCar in the pits?
So it's kind of just luck. About a year ago, my brother got a call from a NASCAR team, and they were interested in him coming to try out for NASCAR pit crew. But looking more into it, he would have to move to Charlotte. And at the end of his football career, he was ready to be home.
For sure.
So that led to a call from Andretti, kind of the same deal. Hey, we'd love you to come over. And I've always loved racing. Been a big fan my whole life. So my brother kind of knew that, and he's just like, hey, can my brother come with me?
Beautiful.
That's awesome, dude.
What a good brother.
Wonderful brother.
Right.
So,
Wes a good dude? Is that Wes?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Wes
That's awesome.
is a good dude, man.
That's awesome.
And so we go over, and it's very casual. Like, they had him working at fuel. He's a big guy. He's tall. So that makes fueling a lot easier when you're tall and strong. And they started me out on front inside tire. It's a smaller tire, kind of get the grasp of things. So I want to say last February is when we first went over there, 2024. And I've just been going back, practicing with the team, pretty casually. And then beginning of 2025, I got to fly out to Thermal, California, and do live pit stops at a test out there. So that's when things kind of started ramping up. But
nice.
It's been a lot of fun.
Oh
yeah.
man,
That sounds
like I said,
awesome.
we
Like,
we
wow.
do very very minuscule things with Scotty in the pits at Eldora, like, and we get a big thrill out of that. I can only imagine the thrill of like that kind of like that stage, like be crazy. All right, Chuck, I know you got a question.
So, so were you in any kind of pit crews before that, or was this just kind of a spur of the moment thing and you kind of ran with it?
No, it was totally random, spur of the moment. I walked in the shop there at Andretti, and just like it was overwhelming.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
bet.
Right. So
you got legendary IndyCars like on racks right behind you.
That's awesome.
That
It
had to have
was
been really
cool.
cool to walk
Oh
into.
man, yeah, Chuck would be in heaven. Chuck,
Yeah,
you,
Chuck,
man,
you would
Chuck
be.
would be in heaven.
I'd be.
Yeah, JP and
like,
JP,
we'd all be.
we all
in
would be.
heaven.
Honestly, it's so crazy.
So I was going to ask you about like interesting stories along the way, but it sounds like you pretty much covered the whole story of it. So what is, I know you said walking in and seeing all the cars, but what is the moment as far as interacting with the people you got to interact with that it really set in the position that you were getting an opportunity at?
Well, at first, like I said, they had me at front inside tire, and everybody's real friendly over there. So everybody's kind of got pointers. We have a coach that does a really good job of teaching all positions. He was in IndyCar for a really long time. But I want to say last year around Thanksgiving, he kind of switched it up and put me at outside rear tire. So I have a little more ground to cover running around the car when it comes in. But even then, like it's just a good group of guys that like to teach and help out, and
Now,
pretty welcoming.
When you say inside, outside, would inside be taking it off and outside putting it on? Or
He's talking about the inside.
So-
The inside is probably the turn, like what's he closer to the turn, and the outside just kind of
You know
what
what
I'm saying?
inside-
You know what inside and outside is. Come on, what are you talking about?
Oh, it just side of the car.
Just
Sorry,
side of
that's
the-
no. I was picturing
The tire
about that.
itself.
He's picturing the tire.
No,
I
no,
was
no.
too. I was
picturing-
too.
No, I never
honestly, I was
heard it.
picturing a Formula One pit stop. Is what I was.
So that's
doing.
what's interesting with IndyCar is we have pit roads that go both directions.
Oh, nice.
Right.
So and like NASCAR, in most cases, they're coming down. You're turning left
We
the whole
turn left,
time.
baby.
And you're coming
We just turn left in NASCAR.
you're coming off. You're coming into pit road, and driver's side is going to be closest to pit wall. Well, in IndyCar, that switches. Different tracks. Like we were just in Detroit, and the way that pit lane is set up, it's like a very wide pit lane with pit road in the middle, and then pit walls on both sides. So half of IndyCar is doing, opposite stops.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it does. I just never. I guess I never thought about it like that.
So in that situation, then you're always the outside tire, then the outside right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Gotcha.
Right.
That
Gotcha.
makes sense.
Gotcha.
Yep.
You guys know
I
going into
I wouldn't
the race.
necessarily. Yeah, so I wouldn't necessarily be like rear right side tire or rear left side tire, because that can change.
Gotcha.
race to
Got
race.
you. Got you.
Yep.
Nice.
You just have to be on the outside or the inside, whichever your position is. That's awesome.
Correct.
Gotcha. That's very interesting. Go ahead, Eddie.
So, all right. So I have a question for you. Actually, so one of our people in
Viewers.
the podcast as well have
called
to
viewers,
say-
Eddie.
yeah, viewers. well, my buddy as well. He has a question for you that ties into this. How much interaction do you have with the drivers, and what other drivers have you worked with, if any?
Well, he hasn't worked with any other drivers, obviously.
Okay.
But
Well,
yeah.
he asked also, have you met Mario?
Mark, yeah.
I have met Mario.
Oh, that's
awesome.
Nothing more than just shaking his hand.
Nice.
Got you. But
That's still a meat.
Yeah,
That's
hell
still
yeah,
a
dude.
meat.
That's
More
me.
than
If
I've
you get-
done.
So yes, Scott, he
hasn't washed that
That's
hand
awesome.
ever since. No, I'm just kidding.
So one of the cool things is, like, leading up this whole season, I've been able to travel with the team, and I've been in the 28 box of Marcus Ericsson, just helping out, kind of getting familiar with the race, kind of procedures, what happens before the race, the day before, qualifying, practices. and Marcus is a super cool guy. Like he'll come in the garage and hang out and talk to everybody.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of shaking hands, I shook his hand at a gas station.
And Kyle, I just don't. Everybody kind of sticks with their car, but they're all super nice guys.
It's kind of like, we talk to other drivers sometimes, but most of the time it's down to business most of the time.
Absolutely.
Yep.
How many cars does the team have? Just the 2?
So there's 3 full-time cars that run the full points season, which is Colton Herta, Marcus Ericsson, and Kyle Kirkwood. Which Kyle just won in Detroit a couple days ago, so that was a good win for Andretti.
Nice.
Let's get my hand.
For sure.
And then the 4th car at Indy is cool because that does allow guys like myself who I don't necessarily have that experience everybody else has. So I get an opportunity to go over the wall for a team like that versus getting thrown right into a full-time, points team.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a good way to do it.
All right. I'm going to ask the next one.
That's fine.
Because JP don't have his phone. Who is the mentor or person you give most credit for getting you into your position? I know you said, I guess you would say Wes, since he kind of brought you there, but yeah, who is your mentor now? Who helped? I guess you just said, you just said that too, so I kind of answered on both these questions. So would you say he was your mentor?
Yeah, I would say that. Also, our coach over at Andretti he's awesome.
Nice.
Very helpful. So I'm in an interesting spot where those guys get to practice every day, and living in West Milton, it's not easy to get over there every day and still working a full-time job. So he works with my schedule, and I try to get over there once a week to practice. And even if their schedule doesn't line up, he still makes himself available to do static work. And when I say static work, it's we have a practice car, but sometimes it's not always easy to find somebody to drive the car.
I'll drive it.
So we'll just put put
the
car up.
No, do
just
not let him drive it.
Practice mounting and getting on the hub.
That's cool.
Stuff like that.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah. I'm Fees. I got a couple questions for you. They kind of go hand in hand with each other. How do you guys practice? How do the crew members practice? What's your guys' I guess your normal, if you would go to practice, how football practice you go and you
run the plays,
running plays. Are you guys just running live stops all the time, or is there different training stuff you guys have to do?
So we'll work on different things. Different tracks call for different car setups. So in practice, our practice car, it's electric. It doesn't have necessarily all the on track car features, but we'll run different wings on it if it's a super speedway or road course. But we'll practice wing changes and kind of different scenarios where people get moved around and are not necessarily in their, true position.
Yeah.
Just so everybody's ready when the time comes. But no, we'll run a full scale. It's live pit stops in the shop, and it's loud. People complain.
Yeah.
they're trying to work, but
it's hey, you know what? We're an important part.
We're trying to
practice. That also brings me into a question. What are some of the differences between an IndyCar pit stop and a NASCAR pit stop? Besides a time difference, because I feel like IndyCar pit stops are way faster. That's I feel like that's an obvious, but I guess
it's.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. So IndyCar, we're gonna have a tire changer for each tire. So I'll go back to the inside outside. So inside, I'll say, is in between the car and pit wall. So you'll have a front and a rear tire changer there. And then I've been working outside rear, and then we'll have an outside front guy. Versus NASCAR, you have you have two tire carrier. I'm sorry. You have one tire carrier and two tire changers.
Gotcha.
So those guys, you'll have one guy run around the front, guy run around the back, and then a tire carrier, carrying both the new tires around the car.
Okay.
Nice.
So it's just
crazy.
it's just set up differently.
And it's just part of the
They
rules.
also
The rules you said?
I would say that's part of the rules.
Yeah.
Like they're allowed to have 4, and
Got you,
NASCAR's
got
allowed
you.
to have 3.
Got you. Okay.
fuel cans, and we have a fuel hose that's hooked up to a tank on pit road.
Which we seen at the Indy 500 because that one caught on fire. And we seen it
and
going.
so I have a quick question about that. The hose that you guys spray before they take off, is that just water to make sure that there's not an ignition from the fueling?
Sorry, are you guys there?
Yeah, can
sorry.
you hear us? You probably the cord.
My headphones keep disconnecting.
There we go.
Sorry about that.
We got we have the dongle. You know the old dongle. It's janky over here.
Sometimes it does like that.
Sometimes it might have been us. So I made Pete put his phone down real quick. So, but go ahead, Chuck.
Oh,
you
you're good.
re-ask that question.
So I've been to some races and I've seen some pit stops, and I noticed that right as the car's taking off, you guys spray the car. Is that just water spraying to prevent ignition?
That's water in a pressurized can just to kind of spray off any fuel spillage.
Nice.
That's what I assumed, but I never knew for sure. That's cool.
Yep, sometimes you get sprayed with it.
Now, I mean, yeah, we can. I mean, did you have any mechanic experience before this, or was this kind of your first thing, just going straight into it?
That's a question from our chat.
Yeah, our chat asked. I was like, that's a good question. I don't know.
They're called viewers.
That's a callback, baby.
Followers.
Son of a gun. Viewers.
Hey, we'll call them fans.
Yeah, fans.
There
I
you
love it.
go.
I love it. So,
no.
Yeah. Nice.
None whatsoever.
Well, what
no,
a way
a
to
lot
learn.
of the guys on the pit crews in IndyCar are also the mechanics.
Okay.
So it's kind of a different culture than NASCAR. NASCAR, pretty much all those pit crews are, retired athletes or
Yeah, that's what I
college
thought.
college football players that didn't go pro. They're
That's who makes up the race pick. Like I
Yeah,
would have
it
never
really
in a
is.
million
Yeah.
years
Yeah.
thought
I had no.
that these dudes are chasing after but it makes sense.
I mean-
you need to be able to move.
Yeah.
You need to kind of be
And
able
they
to hold
train
your own. You need to be able to lift some shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
boy, I like it.
I didn't know
like
either.
it.
That's crazy. That's
That's
cool.
badass, dude. I love that.
NASCAR could have a heck of an athletic competition with their pit
Yeah,
crews.
yeah.
Man.
Anybody who works
That's
for
awesome.
NASCAR, you get your best 11 guys, and we'll see you on the football field. And they show up with some elite guys. You're like, what? Oh man, that's cool. That is. I didn't know that either, man. That's wild.
Are we asking more, or can I ask a personal question?
You go ahead, Eddie. That's fine.
Hey, so I have a question for you, buddy. Like, I know your mother is Rhonda Martin.
Right?
I know
Yeah.
this. I know this because my wife and your mother know each other quite well. And we actually, do you know your mom's 3-legged dog that she had a while back, Madden?
Yeah.
Okay, that is our dog now.
Eddie's,
my wife,
Eddie's got the dog.
my wife and
awesome.
my wife and I adopted Madden like forever ago. Like your mom, as soon as your mom sent Robin a picture of it, she was like, "Oh my God, I gotta have that dog." So it was.
No, that's awesome.
It was one of those. We've been up there quite a few times to the Brave Breed Rescue, and she does awesome work, man. She's doing awesome things for those animals. So
Yeah.
he's living his best life, bro.
That's awesome. I'm
He's
glad to
living
hear that.
living his best life, man.
Now, if I remember right, Madden was attacked by wolves.
She said that. So from what I
Or
understand, they
coyotes or
think
something?
he was found. They think he was caught in a coyote trap and possibly chewed his own leg off to get out of it, but also had to battle coyotes in the process. They say that coyotes don't take a leg and run; they kill.
Yeah.
They kill and leave what they
Gotcha.
don't take. So
Yeah.
they said it's very unlikely that he actually had a leg grabbed by a coyote, that they just ripped it off and took off. That they say he probably chewed his leg off to get out of whatever trap he was caught in. But
What a
he's got
small
scars.
world.
He's got scars all over him, man. But he's the happiest dog in the world. He's a little bit hateful to other people that aren't in our family. He don't like other people very much, but he's an awesome dog, man. We love him to death.
No, that's awesome.
I got one real quick last question. Do you follow dirt racing at all?
A couple years ago, I followed it I think I still pay for my Flow subscription.
Nice. Well, the dream is this weekend at Eldora, and I was just gonna ask if you had a winner. Who do you think's gonna win it? But if you don't know anybody, it's okay. No worries.
Yeah,
Is Bobby Pierce racing?
Bobby Pierce.
I'm riding with Bobby Pierce. You can ride with me, Adam.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Taking my pick.
You know, it's funny. I said before I was a huge NASCAR fan, and racing fan in general. But outside of the Indy 500, I didn't pay that much attention. So I've kind of, since I've gotten into this, I've been trying to put all my focus into
learning everything.
I don't blame
just
you
the
there.
drivers and different teams, and
I would be taking all the knowledge in too if I was doing that. You know what I mean? You got to.
Well, you're in an amazing position to learn. I mean,
you got to have tunnel vision at that point, though. You're not worried about what other racers are doing necessarily, unless you're told, "Hey, we got to watch these guys and make sure that we know kind of some of what they're doing." Type shit. Yeah, that's awesome.
Guys, let's give Adam a hand.
That's great, man. Thanks for your time,
Adam. We appreciate you, man. This is awesome. It was our first kind of a interview that we kind of have with someone who, a little bit has a cool connection. So we appreciate.
Hey, I wish I had cooler stories. I wish.
Dude, you'll get them. We learn stuff, man. That's the thing is I didn't know that athlete or not ex-athletes are still athletes, but
that was awesome.
Like I didn't know half this stuff. So I mean, as long as you learn something, it's not a loss. So
I'll let you guys know when I get another opportunity to go over the wall.
Yep.
Nice.
We appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Have a good rest of the night.
Yep.
We appreciate you,
buddy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Talk to you later.
That was awesome.
That was great, man.
Dude, how about that?
That was awesome.
I would have never guessed in a million years that
who would have thought they chase ex-athletes, ex-football players?
Yeah.
I knew that only because I've seen stories of guys that got hired,
which makes sense of why they wanted Wes to come out because he
for sure. But Wes is like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, look at this. Look at my brother.
What a sick opportunity for Adam, though.
Yeah, awesome, dude. Awesome.
Badass.
Have you guys watched any NASCAR this year?
I've watched some.
not watched it.
They've started doing the starting lineups for the pit crews and doing backgrounds for the pit crews and stuff like that. And I think that's because they're putting more money into them, so they're trying to get more out of them.
Well,
why not?
Maybe it's because they realize they're important.
I think it's fun.
Well, just because they didn't make it to the professional league they were trying to doesn't mean that they haven't already developed, the habits of working out and promoting and they can make the sport better. The more people that people can attach to, so it's pretty cool that they do that.
So something happened in F1, didn't it, Chuck?
Yeah, so kinda. It was Barcelona. So in Spain, that's a track that everybody comes up testing at. So everybody knows the track, they could drive it blindfolded probably. So it's not really the most exciting race. But in Formula One, one of the best things that can happen as a spectator is you're sitting there, there's about 10 laps left, you're already figuring out what you're about to do, bam, safety car comes out. So everybody pits, gets fresh tires, and you get a few lap shootout to the end of the race. That's what you want every race, preferably. And so when they all did that, everybody put their soft tires on because those are the grippiest tires. And Red Bull only had a hard tire for Max Verstappen. And after that, it got very interesting, as you can see in the video here. So right here, when they take off, Max Verstappen gets real loose. You'll see it if you guys watch it on. I don't know if you guys can see it at all, but as soon as he punched it, he almost lost it. So he bumps in with Charles Leclerc here, but that's not the thing. And when they come into the corner here, George Russell comes from behind and tries to dive bomb him.
Russell tussles.
and he bumps Verstappen off. Verstappen takes this little escape route. So by rule, you can't overtake. So he's thinking that he's where he's supposed to be. But if you watch the replay here, if the front axle's ahead of the car, he has the corner, which I still can't see how they said George had the corner. But he had to give the spot back to George. And when he does that, Max lets him by into the corner and then accelerates and bumps into him on purpose right here. Just to, boom, just hey, buddy, whatever. And he ends up giving the spot back. He gets a 10-second penalty. He ends up finishing 10th instead. He parked his car before anybody else even got to the pits and just went straight to the back. It's prime Max Verstappen.
Yeah,
so.
for
And
sure.
we only got that because of the safety car at the end of the race. So what was probably going to be one of the most boring races of the year actually turned out to be. Everybody's still talking about it, so it's pretty interesting.
That's funny. So we got some other racing this
Yeah,
weekend.
so I talked a little bit about it with Adam. The Dream is this weekend, and you know what that means. That's some big time racing at Eldora. The late models come to town. A lot of drivers. Yeah, a lot of drivers are in there. Our boy Drake Troutman will be there. Like I said, I want him to carry over that momentum from the 100K.
I sounded just like a fucking late model.
160 up for grab.
Yeah. Wouldn't
Hey,
that be
off,
a nice,
off topic,
nice
but
little
my
2 weeks
Reese's
for him?
are like fucking water.
They melted like
Hell yeah,
I
dude!
bet.
I just grabbed one. I was
91.
like, oh my god,
It's a cool
oh
91.
my god.
Some of the big names on Thursday night. We got JP's pick to win it all. Tyler Carpenter. Shannon Babb is going to be racing Thursday night. Tyler Erb. I know that he's a lot of people's favorite. Turbo gives the best interviews. If we could ever get an interview from him, he's so funny. You could literally just clown the whole time. He loves it.
I'll get one.
Yeah,
I'll go.
Scotty
I'll
Scotty
go,
knows him.
I'll go try to get one on Saturday.
Yeah, just dude, he's funny. Drake Troutman races on Thursday night. We also got Bobby Pierce racing on Thursday night. Bobby Pierce is my pick to win it. Also, sounds like it's Nick
Damn,
and
I
Adam's pick
I kind
too.
of want to go on Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday. No, wait till you hear, dude. Friday night's got a lot of bangers too.
I'll just wait until Saturday.
Yeah, no. Devin Moran, Dale McDowell, Hudson O'Neal, some big names racing on Thursday. Josh Rice, Kentucky boy. Joseph Joyner, Hunt the Front, be racing. Also racing this weekend, Scotty Williams racing. He just said it in the chat. He's going to be racing this weekend as well. He doesn't know where yet, but he's going to be letting us know, so that's exciting. Friday night, some of the names we got. Tyler's dad, Freddie
Yeah.
Carpenter will be there. Shane Clanton.
Fast Freddy.
Yeah, Fast Freddy. Jonathan Davenport, always a solid pick to win it. That dude is unbelievably good at
Killer
Eldora.
last year.
Yeah, he's so good at Eldora.
I think he swept the year.
I think he might be right. He killed it. Who else we got? We got Ricky Thornton Jr. racing. Dylan Thornton, the kid who won that.
Ricky Thornton Jr.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
He's a pick to win it too.
He's good.
Dylan Thornton, he's the one who won that competition that Scotty was in to get.
Yeah, we're rooting for him.
It's just pretty cool to see him there.
Yeah.
Brandon Overton, Tim McCready. Who else we got on
I hope
there?
he makes the show.
Chris Madden. So yeah, some big names racing this weekend. Like I said, I'm personally going with Bobby Pierce. A little cool story about Bobby Pierce.
I got a picture of it.
Bobby Pierce's car that he's running this weekend is a throwback to one of his dad's cars that his dad used to race at Eldora at the Dream, and it's a clean looking car.
It is.
So here's Bobby's dad's car.
It's Bobby's dad car.
That's Bobby Senior, right?
It's Bobby mom.
Bobby
I couldn't help myself. Oh man.
And here's the Bobby's car is running at the Dream.
Yeah,
So clean.
I love when people do that.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
so clean.
And who was the one who won those sweepstakes? That
Dylan Thornton.
okay. He was the one you were just okay.
Yeah.
The
Well,
one
there's
that
Ricky
won
Thornton
the
Jr.
opportunity to drive
Correct.
the car.
That's
Yeah,
Dylan
yeah.
Thornton. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good looking car.
Well, good. Hopefully
Good-looking
he
car.
wins then.
Scotty also said Wednesday night is Flow Racing in America or Flow Night in America. I think JP's going to that.
Yeah,
It's the
for
High
sure.
Limit Racing.
For sure.
Yeah. Is that what it is? High Limit or is it
Is that
late
to-
model?
is that- you said tomorrow night?
It's sprint cars. Rico will be there. Kyle might be there.
Nice.
Brad Sweet.
Christian Webb said Pierce has been killing it this year. Yeah, that's why he's my pick. I just feel like he's set to.
He's my pick too.
Yeah, I just
And
feel like
'cause
he's
he's
set
driving
to-
a dope ass car.
Yeah, that's cool.
So.
Yeah, that's
All
our
right. Hey,
reason.
let's shout out to Scotty Williams Racing. Shout out to Adam.
Go
Martin
win
for-
one this weekend.
Yes,
Scotty.
go get one, brother. We got you, bro. We got you.
Yes, sir.
Big shout out to Adam as well.
Yes,
And
thank you.
Pit
That was awesome.
crew member for Marco Andretti. That was great. That was great. I learned so much I didn't know, and I'm going to be watching a little bit.
Scott
IndyCars
Snelling
now.
said too that was
So-
a great interview. He enjoyed.
I did see that.
So,
Yeah.
heck yeah. All right, we don't have much to talk about, but we'll talk about this next one. It's sponsored by Brimflex Designs, and it is just some hockey talk. So we got a finals rematch, and it went into 7 games last year. Yeah, so we got...
Not only that, they were up 3-0, the Panthers were, and almost blew it.
Yeah.
And then had to win in a Game 7.
Yeah. and
Yay.
the Houston Oilers about came back. So.
Yeah, the only Canadian team left.
Yeah.
It's late models
So-
Wednesday night. I knew it was. I knew they weren't going to race sprint cars the same week as
And
the
this
racing.
there's a note in here that says Connor McDavid on goat path ?
Yeah, so he's a player for the Oilers.
I'm waiting until
and
Thursday to go. Then.
He's the fastest skater in the league. He's one of the best offensive guys in the league, and everybody seems to think that if he can stay on his trajectory, that he could become one of the GOATs of hockey.
Nice.
But the one thing that's been eluding him is that championship, and everybody said last year he was going to get it. And then there's a columnist in Florida called Greg Cody. He got a lot of traction for calling him Connor McOverrated. And he got to do a little victory parade afterwards after they beat him. But it's the story. If you look at it from like a storyline perspective, this is the year where he's going to reach the mountaintop. But I just think, I know the Panthers are too good and it's not going to happen. But if he can get there, he'll definitely solidify himself.
Houston.
I'm sticking with the Panthers.
Rumor has it, JP has the only Canadian team left.
He does.
So
it's
he's going.
It's the Montreal Panther Oilers.
And with everything that happened in the Four Nations tournament between Canada and America, it's very fitting that the finals comes down to an American team versus a Canadian team. And they're trying to bring the cup to Canada for the first time since 1993. And for that reason, everybody should be rooting for the Panthers.
That's
besides the fact that the Panthers are the better team.
Yes. So Panthers and
I feel
Oilers.
you, Chuck. I'm with you.
Drop puck on Wednesday at 8 o'clock. So we will see what happens there in Game 1. And it is in, I think it's in
Houston.
It's in.
Yeah, I think it's in Canada.
Yeah.
They don't
I'm
give
gonna
a
double
Who
check.
is the Oilers? Where are they from?
Edmonton.
Edmonton. That's right.
Houston, dude.
It's in Houston,
Oilers.
and Vegas.
They don't give a
Yeah, I
fuck.
think it is. I have
it's
Panthers versus
in
Oilers. So
Edmonton,
I think,
Alberta.
Yeah, puck drops at 8 o'clock. So yeah,
Tonight?
And so you guys
Tomorrow night.
remember when-
Wednesday if you're listening
Wednesday.
to this podcast on
I just
Thursday.
realized this.
It
You
already
guys-
happened.
You remember when
Panthers
the-
win. No, I'm just kidding.
You remember the Four Nations game when everybody dropped gloves right at the puck drop? So McDavid was one of the Canadian players, and I'm pretty sure that the Panthers have a couple of the American players. So I think that rivalry might already be instilled even more than just the teams
Stewing.
being from the countries.
Gonna whoop that ass.
Stewing.
Might see a rematch right when the puck drops. Who knows?
All right. Well, let's go Panthers. So
Dude, Mons.
What flavor won the Big League Chew contest? It's been a few weeks. Shit, I don't even know, bro.
I forget. Grape.
No, it wasn't
No,
great.
it was original. wasn't
hell
it?
no,
It wasn't
it wasn't.
original.
Blueberry.
It was
No, it was that blue
Blueberry.
raspberry.
It was the
Shit.
blue raz.
Yeah,
Blue
that
raz.
shit was
I wasn't
banging.
even here.
shit
when
was-
I-
Yeah, that shit was awesome.
Thanks, Chuck.
Yeah. What the Chuck, man?
Yeah, it was blue raspberry.
It was
Yeah, that
blue
shit was
raz.
awesome.
I was
It
at the-
blue raz.
I was at the Dragons game that night. That's where I was.
Yep. Let's get Brimflex Design, our sponsor for that segment, a hand. If you guys need hats, hit up Brimflex Designs.
Hats like these.
Hats
Yeah,
like these.
banging.
We got all.
Yep.
He's got all kinds. He
Oh,
does leather
dude.
patching, embroidery, any of it. They're behind me this way.
He does it all. He's
don't
showing
know.
the
We
back.
don't
He's
know.
showing his hat.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I was like,
Oh,
showing his
My
hat.
brother over here. What are you looking at?
It did look
Yeah,
like
the
you were
hat's
looking
coming.
for the hat.
He was
showing mine.
admiring his belt. Okay?
Absolutely.
That's all.
I was
he
just showing
doing.
my
Just
hat.
I thought
admiring
you were
his
looking
belt.
at the belt at the verse.
I was just
That's my.
Fly! What the hell?
That's my belt.
That's
Rugby.
That's
my belt.
That's my
Gatorade.
boat. All right, let's jump into our next segment. It is sponsored by our homies at Homie Construction. Let's give them a hand. Homie Construction. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to run the bases with your favorite sports podcast in the world. It's time for MLB Talk. Let's go! You remind me of the guy from the Peanuts that's playing the piano.
Linus? Is it Linus?
Yeah. Linus, that is exactly who. So, obviously, if you saw, we posted a bet. It is a Riffs Dinger Tuesday. I know some of the games already started. That's why we posted it. a little earlier so you could maybe get out in front of it. We were hoping you got out in front of it, played with your glove down and got it, And
Also, we posted it, and then Tucker was not playing. He got sitting tonight.
That dumb son of a... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not going to go there.
New one's up now, though.
Yeah, the new one is up.
Yes. There it is. Pete Crow Armstrong to hit a home run, and Kyle, hometown boy.
Let's put context to it. Last night, the same guy that threw this out won 955 on a good fucking risky bet. But he's smart. He's smart.
Yeah, it's our boy Jamie Riffle.
Follow him.
He's been on the show before.
Follow him.
Big dog.
Yes, he knows
Let's give him a
his
hand.
shit.
That's Riff
Jamie
Dingers
Riffle.
Tuesdays. We're going to start doing these, I think. I think that's a...
Yeah, he said he's going to start sending them to him so we can post them early in the day on our... So
Love it. Yep.
Definitely check the page, the Facebook page for the post. We'll talk about it on the show. But if you want to get it in, you might have to get it in before the show starts. So check our page.
Yep.
You'll see it.
And Kurt Bob said, let him know we hit
Oh,
last
yes,
week, Nick.
Kurt Bob. We'll get to that.
Do the dinger bets on FanDuel because they like Tuesday profit boosts for baseball.
Yep.
I will say that DraftKings usually has some pretty cool home run bet boost too. Like they give you like the one that Riff was saying the other day was if you bet, I think you had to bet like $10, but you can bet like a 5-leg parlay of home runs. Or you can bet straight. Doesn't matter if you bet and then that game has the most points scored in the game, you get a share of $1 million. So if you bet like
that's cool.
Like Riff said, he's seen people. It's in free bets, but like Riff said that he's seen people win like $87,000 in free bets.
Jeez,
that's crazy.
Isn't that wild?
I
but
bet
how
recklessly
DraftKings is though?
Yeah, and they probably give you a week to fucking spend it.
You know what it is? Whatever they give you that's the bet you have to make. So you'd have to make an $87,000 bet.
That's outrageous.
So I would just do it straight, what I mean?
Oh yeah, I'm doing that. Just
do it on one thing.
Something to double. I just want to double it.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to double it. It can be like, you know what I mean, like a minus
Maybe
200.
minus, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
You get like minus 700 and probably win like a couple
LeBron to
grand.
get 5 points.
That's wild.
Bonkers.
It'd be worth it though.
It would be. All right, we're going to talk about the MLB standings, and we're going to start in the American League East, where the Yankees lead, followed by the Blue Jays, the Rays, Red Sox, and Orioles. And the Yankees are 5.5 games above the Blue Jays, and they are 14 games above the Orioles. So, yeah, the Yankees are playing good baseball. They've been playing good baseball since last year. So, let's jump into the Central, where the Tigers lead the way, and they have a 6.5 game lead on the Guardians. Then it's the Twins, Royals, and the White Sox. See, the White Sox are 21.5 games back.
But they're still probably 21.5 games better than they were last year.
That's probably true.
Probably.
Let's just be real.
Probably true. And then the American League West, where the Mariners lead the way, and they just have a half game lead on the Astros. Then it's the Rangers, Angels, and the Athletics. Now, my question is, how do you get half a game?
So
They just haven't played the same amount of games.
Yeah, the other team hasn't played like that amount
Okay.
of games yet. So right now, that's what it is. And then when they play, it'll
Gotcha.
show. Yeah.
Yep.
Because
I
they
got you.
get rained out at halftime, and it's called a half game.
I've never
And each
seen-
individual
I've
game,
never seen it. Never
so
seen it.
each game is worth a half a game. It's not worth the whole game.
I don't know. I didn't know why either.
What'd you say?
Each game's technically worth a half a game. So you're off by one game in one column. That's a half a game.
Okay.
You have to
Make
be
any
off
sense.
by one in both columns to be a whole game.
How is one game technically worth half a game, though? That's what I'm kind of curious.
Just
of.
points.
How the-
Just in the
with points.
record, just
Oh.
with how
Just with
you,
points.
because basically, if you're a half a game back, you're a half a game back because you still have the opportunity to match that game. If you lose your next game, you're a full game back.
I just figured it was because
Yep.
that's how it is. 2x4s are an inch and a half by 3.5. So we're just. Yeah, I just figured that's the way that the world is these days. So I had to ask.
Oh, the National League East, the Mets lead it. They got a game and a half on the Phillies, and then the Nationals, Braves, and the Marlins. The Marlins are back 14 games from the Mets. And then we're gonna, you know what? We're just gonna go into the Central because it'll lead the way. So the Cubs lead the way, and they got a 4-game lead on the Cardinals, 5-game lead on the Brewers, a fucking 9-game lead on the Reds, and a 15.5 game on the Pirates. Oof, we'll get to the Reds here just in a
I'm glad
little
the
bit.
Pirates suck this year, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not too far off,
Yeah.
but, you know.
And then in the National League West, the Dodgers lead the way, but they're just a game. in front of the Padres. Then it's the Giants, Diamondbacks, and the Rockies. The Rockies are 26 games back, and they have a record of 10-50. Now, guys, let me tell you something. I have some things here for you. That the Rockies only had 3 wins in the month of May. 3 wins in the month of May.
And they played like 67 games that month.
No, I mean, they played at least 25.
Right, it's
at
a
least
bunch.
25.
It's a whole bunch.
Rockies lose 50 before winning 10. First team in 109 seasons to do that. That's crazy. And the Rockies are also on pace to break the Cleveland Spiders record for most losses in MLB history. So
I hope they do.
I saw this thing
What's up,
earlier.
neighbor?
I was telling Fees about it, and it said
Matt?
like wins since September 22nd, 2024, and it was the Broncos had 10 through 16 games, and the Rockies have 10 because they have 10 wins right now. And then there was a few other ones, and the best one was the month of May. It said the Rockies have 3 wins, and Scotty Scheffler, I want to say 4 now. No, it's 3.
No, you might be right.
I think it's 4.
You might be right.
So I think, I'm almost positive it's 4. Scotty Scheffler has more wins than the Rockies do, or in May, I guess I'd say.
That's hilarious.
Wild. So since we talked about the MLB, I'm gonna just do a little run. The home run leaders right now: Cal Riley leads the league with 23, followed by Shohei Ohtani with 21, and Aaron Judge with 21. And then your batting average leaders: Aaron Judge leads the league with 391. Freddie Freeman has a 368, and Jacob Wilson has a 355. Your RBI leaders: Rafael Devers has 53 recorded RBIs.
Who's he play for?
Sia Suzuki has 52, and Pete Crow Armstrong has 51, which he's in our bet. So get some more.
I got a poll up talking about Judge and Ohtani, who had the most impressive May performance.
Nice.
They just got done playing a series against each other, didn't they?
I think so.
This weekend. Yeah. Because I was at Roosters Sunday night, and Sunday Night Baseball had Dodgers and the Yankees, and everybody was in there pissed because they didn't have Wright State playing Louisville.
Oh, Matt said what's up. I didn't see it in the chat because I didn't have my chat pulled up. What's up, Matt?
So I said, what's up, neighbor?
Oh, nice. I'm over here trying to make sure all my things are going. And then
Kurt Bob said fade the Rockies all year, but they've got their opponents already down to almost minus 400. So it's not as much of a smart move as you'd think.
So, I mean, I'm going to just dip down into college baseball just for 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys see Wright State eliminated number 1 Vanderbilt in the regional round?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know they later,
not, but that's awesome.
I know they later lost the next game, but I mean, they took out the number 1 team, which they almost did. The game before they played at the beginning of the tournament, right?
Yep.
And the Wright State pitcher had a no-hitter going through 6 innings?
6 innings, I
and
think.
the coach pulled him. It was like 76 pitches.
That's a Reds move.
It was like 76 pitches, and
That's
then
analytics
Vanderbilt came back and won that game. So Wright State not only had some revenge, but they got their revenge and.
But honestly, if they could have beat them that game, they would have helped them out in the tournament and made them play less games.
Yeah,
they had to play like I forget who they beat after that. They had to beat that team in the elimination game. Then they had to beat Vanderbilt on Sunday, and then once they beat Vanderbilt on Sunday, they had to come back Sunday night and play Louisville. So they put 2 games Sunday. So I mean,
it's tough.
That is tough.
First time the number 1 seed didn't make it out of the first round
since they've ran this format.
Yep.
Damn.
Which is since like 90.
Let's go right. Let's give a hand to Wright State doing what they did.
Like I said the other night, I think Vanderbilt spent all that luck on the Alabama football game.
Yeah. They're going to beat Alabama again this year.
All right, so we'll talk a little bit here about our Cincinnati Reds. Did you guys see Ellie hit that home run the day after his sister passed? I think we got a clip. Yeah, this is what it's all about. And there's always something, like when something happens to a player in a major sports, something is going to happen. It's like Brett Favre when his dad passed and stuff. So go ahead, JP, if you want to run that clip.
Ellie De La Cruz's older sister passed away yesterday after a lengthy battle. Ellie was adamant about wanting to play today. He's a very private person, did not want to talk about it publicly. We certainly honor that, but definitely send our thoughts and prayers to he and his family, playing with a major heavy heart today.
Runner goes high in the air, down the right field line. Fair ball! Home run, Ellie De La Cruz. Now spoiled, Reds are on the board. It's 5-2. And that has to be a homer with major meaning for the Reds shortstop.
Bullpen. Christian said that. All right, we're back. We're back. Christian Webb said, I think Fee should try out for the Reds bullpen.
We got my glove.
So, yep, let's get
He's
it.
got too much going on. He's already a Buckeye usher.
Yeah.
He's got too much going on.
I'll bring out the old Nakona if I have to, Christian.
Yeah.
Or if they need me.
Oh, no, don't tease nothing.
To play first fucking base, I'll bring the old boy out.
Oh,
let's go. Come on.
He's ready to play.
I would love to do bullpen. I would love to pitch bullpen for him. Let him bring me in. I could throw 78 probably. I could probably throw harder. And I was just kidding.
Reds are 4-6 in the last 10 games. Piss poor. Reds batting average leader is TJ Friedel with a 305. Reds home run leader is Ellie De La Cruz with 12 home runs. Reds RBI leader is Ellie De La Cruz with 43 RBIs. Reds hit leader is, guess who? TJ Friedel with 67 hits.
I was going to say
Try to set us up. That makes sense. That makes sense with the leading.
It does. All right, and then my last thing I wanted to ask you guys, is it time for Matt McClain to get sent down to the AAA?
Tough. I don't know.
Yes.
That's tough.
He's
not panning out the way we wanted him to.
No.
He'll get back
He was
to
great
it,
last year.
No, he didn't play at all.
He didn't play at all last
The
year. He was
year
hurt.
before. Whatever year he played, like he was really, really good before he got hurt.
He started out really good.
Yeah. I just asked JP, is it time for Matt McClain to get sent down to AAA?
Maybe.
I think so. All right, and that's what we have for MLB. So let's give our sponsor of this segment a hand. Homie Construction.
His older sister
Call the
passed
homie.
away yesterday after a lengthy battle.
Hell yeah. All right, we're going to keep the ball rolling or dribbling, whatever you prefer here. And we're going to jump into our next segment, which is sponsored by our boy Kerr Bob and Bob's Flavors. And it is Rockin' Round Ball.
Basketball, gimme the ball because I'm gonna dunk it!
Yeah! Oh, beautiful boys. Beautiful boys. Hey.
Did you see that alley-oop?
Yeah, and I dunked it.
Sorry. So the
That's what you
NBA
said. I heard you
Finals.
say, give me the ball because I'm going to dunk it. I heard you say that.
The NBA Finals are set to take place Thursday night at 8:30 is when Game 1 is going to be going down.
Go Pacers.
Go Pacers,
Pacers.
baby. Go Pacers.
Yep.
The cool
Is
thing
that
hey,
around the table?
I think it is around the table. Yep. Obi Toppin and the Pacers. No, I think he went
No,
there.
I'm rooting for the Pacers.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to win, but I'm rooting for them.
Everybody thinks the Thunder are going to walk away with it.
That's what I've been seeing too.
I think earlier Kurt Bob said
Walking away from what the
OKC in
hell?
5 is what he said.
Yeah.
Then somebody corrected him with Pacers and 4.
Yeah, it was Christian.
What the hell?
I didn't see that part.
What the hell?
What the hell?
So, this is a day after Christmas game rematch, correct?
Yeah, so the reason I put that in there is so it's
That's why I asked.
20 years in a row that they have not put the Pacers on a Christmas Day game, and this year not only did they not put them on there, they put them on the day after Christmas, and they hosted the Oklahoma City Thunder. So while they put all those big main games on Christmas thinking maybe we'll get a finals, preview here, it was actually the day after on a non-national televised game. The day after Christmas ended up being
Jokes
the
on
finals.
you, NBA.
Guaranteed a
I
first-time
know who I'm
champion.
betting on to make the finals next year.
Whoever's
plays
playing the day after Christmas.
Right. So, Bob's Flavor of the Night, his bet will be posted on our Facebook page on Thursday when the game takes place. So look for it around, the game's at 8:30. So look for that on our page around 7:30. And, yeah. He's been hitting, too. We hit, I want to say, this is why I brought it up, we hit last week, boys.
Yeah, he was mentioning it in the chat. He wanted to say it, but we had to save it for the NBA segment.
Yeah, so, I'm going to pull it up because it's a good one.
I'm going to be watching the game with my stepdaughter. She's turning into a Pacers fan, so I think I'm going to try a little something out. I might do like a post on the page. So if everybody wants to join and throw some comments in there and some back and forth, little game thread.
Okay.
What day?
Nice.
Thursday at 8:30 during game 1.
While you're finding that, Chuck has a poll up. It says, "Does Halliburton run New York?" Not only does he run New York, he's got the key to the city.
I'm trying to find it. I don't. It's not. Do they?
It should be in your
I'm looking.
recent bets.
Oh, here it is.
There it is.
Yeah. So I put $5 and I won $101. It was Josh Hart to record 6 rebounds, Karl Anthony Towns to have 7 rebounds, Jalen Brunson 23 point. You know what it was. It was a good bet. And that's what I'm talking about. Let's give Kurt Bob a hand and his Bob's Flavors of the Night. That's why you should tail him, because magic happens when you do it. So, yeah. And if you're in the Eaton area, make sure you stop by Little League Concession where Bob's is working, so you can go get a nice slab of food from him.
Scott Snelling walks up to me the other day and he said, "Hey, one of these weekends, if you don't have anything going on, you want to go somewhere with me?" I was like, "Where?" He goes, "We're going to go to Eaton and we're going to go see Bob. We're going to go get some food."
Kurt Bob would love that.
He has no reason to go down there, but he wants to go down. And he wants us to ride together and go down there. So at some point, Bob, expect me and Scott Snelling to pop in on you. I don't know when the hell it's going to be, but we're going to.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, fuck, I doubt it'll be tomorrow. Too busy tomorrow, but.
Too busy
tomorrow. It'll be a weekend. I'll find you somewhere on a weekend.
Yeah. All right, let's give Kurt Bob one more hand.
Real quick, Kurt Bob put in the chat. He said, I wanted to say this, sorry. He said, "Did you guys see that Tyler Hero's little brother committed to Ohio State?" I did
That's
see
right.
that.
Let's give that a hand, too.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Oh, That's right.
Yeah.
You're looking at the new usher right here.
His name is Miles.
I start
last
orientation
year,
tomorrow.
you do that.
Huh?
I got orientation tomorrow.
Yeah.
And Thursday.
Fuck yeah, buddy.
His name is Miles Hero.
Miles Hero.
Just so you can keep a lookout for
And
him.
that
And he looks just like
that
Tyler.
sounds like a
Miles
superstar
Hero.
name, bro. That sounds like a superstar.
blows.
name.
Gonna be shooting
That's why I went to Ohio
threes.
State.
Almost sounds as cool as Miles Garrett.
Hey blows. Hey blows.
I don't know if you guys know what just happened. I just turned my chair around on the voice.
Yep.
Fees, be on my team. Be on my team.
I'm gonna pick Nick.
Yeah! Where you're going? We're going.
You hit your button too? That was so late. I would have had
I'm
two
going with the
choices.
steal.
He said he's rooting for
Chuck hit his fucking button.
He's rooting for
not me.
Tennessee, though. You don't want to be on his team.
Right.
I was
I'm just
taking
saying.
Nick.
Just saying.
I didn't know Ohio
All right.
State had a
All
basketball
right.
team.
All right, so
It's time.
James, real quick, James McKinley, he said Halliburton thought he was getting the MVP.
That
Did you
shit
guys
was
see
funny.
that?
That's my
shit
little
was-
brother.
It was funny.
The
So
Drewski
Yeah.
reference was so funny.
Yeah, it
because
was.
Drewski did the same thing.
Yeah,
James
and
Congdon.
I think somebody made a good point on a podcast I was listening to that they probably know beforehand because you've never seen an unprepared finals MVP speech, so they probably let them know like this is where you're going to be standing and all that. And I think Halliburton did it as a joke.
He was doing it like Drewski.
Yeah, he
Uh,
did it
fun
because
of
he likes to do
Drewski.
everybody's celebrations and all. He was doing a reference.
Okay,
Right.
that's
Right.
better.
That's even funnier.
Because
Yeah,
he
right.
could be funny, and that's all I was saying.
Yeah.
What the Hallie?
And
the
I
hell?
really,
All right.
I really believe that he did that as a.
Did
as a-
anybody see the viral video of like they were like Halliburton out here like Steve Urkel in that one episode, and then it went to this Urkel clip, and no lie, like Urkel balling just like Halliburton balls, bro. Like dude, it was so sick.
James, I love you, brother. Hope all is good out in Oregon, bro.
Yeah, let's give a clap for it.
Love you, man. Hey,
Long
when
time
you
listener.
when you
James,
come,
let
when
him
you
know
come
we're
back,
national champions.
whenever you come back, like we told you before, you always have a seat here to talk with us.
That's right. Always, brother.
For
Doors
sure.
open. Hell, you can take Eddie's seat.
Yeah, for real. I'll give it up for the day.
I'm just kidding. All right, it's time to jump into our last segment of the night before we fucking smelter in here. And it is sponsored by DNC Commercial Construction.
Smelt it,
And,
You-
it is.
You did it. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time right now for NFL Chat with me, myself, and I, and the All In Sports Podcast guys. You guys are trying to make fun of me, but really, you made it better.
No, we love it.
Smelt it,
No,
dealt it.
we were like, we
Smelt it, dealt it.
That's
smelt it, dealt it. Smelt it, dealt it.
That's called admiration. We're trying to be like you.
Grape.
All right, we're gonna start with Cincinnati Bengals. Trey Hendrickson, what is going on? Do you think it leads to sitting out? I think it leads to sitting out.
He's
about to
signed.
sign up. He's
It's
gonna
all.
sign
It's
up.
all.
It's all
a
good.
joke. I'm just kidding. I don't know, dude.
They
I
need
don't know.
clicks, bro.
It's clicks. We need money. We're
Right.
We're generating click money. YouTube, TikTok.
Their Instagram
That's what we're doing right
is
now.
fucking blowing up.
How many Browns fans are here in the room are happy that Jed Wills is going to go ahead and just sit this year out because of an injury
Absolutely,
he's trying to heal?
yeah.
That's cool,
As
bro. Because everybody behind you is pretty well better 90% of the time. Dude, he's got good games where it's like, okay, where's this kid been? And then it's like, oh, well, he must have got
Stop
hurt
it.
last night. And he,
Get some help.
showed up. He ain't ready to fucking play football
He ain't
today.
witty.
Nah. So I'm cool with the fact that he ain't gonna play. Next man up, bro. Let's get another big boy.
And the
Let's go.
Cincinnati Bengals off-season workouts are happening right now, June 2nd through the 4th, so we're literally in the middle of it. And then their mandatory minicamp is June 10th through the 12th. So hopefully you guys can get a deal done by then, but I doubt it. I think he might be sitting out some games, which he's not young. Like, he's not young. So
That's why I don't understand. Like, I mean, I'm not saying he shouldn't get a good deal, but it's just like, don't get me wrong. The dude put up numbers. Like, you can't hate. That's where he has a leg to stand on. But it's like, how many more years are we gonna get of that? You know what I mean? That like,
How many games? What's the number count on games that you sit out before you fucking lose like the game speed and like real time shit? Like you can't. You watched Deshaun Watson, right? You watch what happened. Deshaun Watson said, "Fuck it, I ain't playing for you guys this year," and he went right down the drain.
Yeah,
and he was
he was
a generational
I don't
talent
think it's
at the time.
wise for him to sit out.
Absolutely,
and I would
not.
never like. I would
Absolutely
say it
not.
if it was Myles Garrett.
Yep.
Like, dude,
Don't
you're
do
not
it,
going to
bro.
be. If you sit out of you, you're not going to be as good as you.
No,
are.
you're
shot.
not.
There's no way.
Don't matter how
So-
much you train, how many weights you lift. It doesn't matter. You will not be what you were.
What do you mean?
You know, obviously, I want to keep
what do you
him-
mean?
I wanna do everything for him, but I also don't want to like shoot. Like, we've already kind of shot ourselves in the foot with the wide receivers contracts, like in our quarterback contract. Like, we can't give him
Emotional, damn it.
and he's got to understand that. Like, and it, you know, if it comes to it to
But
where
somebody
he just can't do it, and he has to get paid from somewhere else, then if somewhere else wants to pay you, then so be it. But I don't know if anybody else wants to, so I don't know.
Well, other teams have money, so but he's not going to go to play for he's going to go play for the Panthers, or he's going to go play for the Saints.
Have fun.
Yeah, have fun.
Or you could be on a team that
could win.
We might make the playoffs.
Yeah, I think you might. I think you were surprised. I think if you.
We got to see what the defense
I
looks
know.
like when the season starts. But we got to get off to a better start. We need our guys to play a little preseason. I say this every year for the Bengals. I mean, I'm not saying we got to go out and play every down, but get in there and get a little work in, because we come out week one looking like preseason week one.
Yeah, the good thing about that is we have right now the Browns quarterback. This will change right into we're going right into the Cleveland Browns. We have a packed quarterback.
What do you think about all of that? Like, everything that's going on, I mean, you only get to see bits and pieces.
I'm going to say this.
but
We
dude,
have had no quarterbacks in the fucking room. I'm happy we have at least something in the room. We have 5 quarterbacks.
Who do you want to start?
Who do I want to start? I think that's a pretty easy question. You got to go Flacco, but I don't
Yes,
think he.
I agree.
I don't think he lasts all 17 games.
I don't either. I
So,
don't. I
but-
think his first or second, if he loses 2 games, they're looking at whoever's next man up.
I don't think so, because the first
Why?
6 games of the season are going to be a fucking.
Kenny Pickett show.
No, they're
Jesus
not.
Christ.
No,
You're
like,
out of your mind. Out of your mind.
my question is, what are we trying to do next year? We're trying to win, right? All the players.
What
are trying
happens
to win,
if we
right?
win this year?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. This year, like, what are we trying to do?
Win.
We're trying to win, right?
Yeah.
I don't think any of our coaching staff or any of
Our
our
starter has
people
to be Shador then.
You know, here's what
I think it needs, at this
I
point,
wanna-
If we want to win, we gotta
wait
put
until
Shador in.
preseason, dude. If he just goes
And
out,
look, he's
going to
play. He's going to get a chance to play, but he's
if
working
he balls
from
the fuck out.
He's working
though,
from
fourth.
position 4.
Right, I know.
And that's so tough.
But is that
No, yeah.
smoke and mirrors though? Like, listen,
Yeah.
is that smoke and mirrors? Is that them putting out what the media wants to hear? Is that them playing on?
I feel like the media doesn't
we're
wanna
keeping him
hear
down
that.
here. No, we're keeping him down here. But they
media
still
wants to
following
hear-
him.
Hey,
But they're
that's
still
not-
following him.
That's
No,
not
they're
how
just-
you bring. That's not how you bring the morale.
They
of your
just
rookie
came out and said
quarterback up.
during
No,
close
but-
practice he takes first team reps.
But hear me out.
Yeah,
Why?
I know that, but he
Yeah.
didn't get any at the last 11 on 11. He didn't get any with the first.
But
string.
if you listen
that's
to
what
the
I'm saying.
inside
And all-
media,
no, he had no reps with the first string.
Flacco has the strongest
Flacco,
arm.
Pickett, and Gabriel have all had reps with the starters. Shador Sanders does not have had any.
Yes, he has.
Well,
Has
then
he had-
Judkins. Then
Yeah.
Judkins isn't a
No,
starter.
they came out. No, they came out and said that he's.
I mean, yeah, he probably worked with
Not
him at
yet.
rookie minicamp, brother.
No, I'm saying just a video that came out yesterday.
morning practice isn't open to the media.
Let me ask you
Or
this,
we
though,
would
Eddie.
know that
What would
Kenny
you guys
Pickett's the
benefit
starter.
by the smoke and mirrors? Like, what would you guys
Yeah,
benefit of that?
there's
Like,
no benefit.
You guys, if Shador's good enough to be the starter, you guys should absolutely be showing that.
That's
Like,
what
hey,
I'm
this
saying.
is the direction we're going in, because your fans would. You guys already know your fan base. Your fans would fucking be behind that so much. Right now, look, everybody's arguing and shit. So I don't think it's smoke and mirrors. I just think they don't know yet.
They're saying everyone's saying they're trying.
I don't think
they're trying to
Shador's
hype
fourth.
up Kenny so they can trade him.
I don't think
That
Shador
could be. I could be.
I don't think Shador is fourth on the depth chart. Period. If you listen to all
I
the
don't
people that
either.
are there, period, just to watch him, no matter
He's
who
number
he's throwing
one.
to, no matter what he's doing, he is definitely probably
The
number
consistent, what's that word?
two. Consensus.
Number
Yes.
one, the best quarterback that
Joe
we've had
Flacco.
is Joe Flacco.
Absolutely.
He's got the best
And
arm.
the number two
Is
is
Shador
Shador
Sanders.
Sanders.
That's
Yes.
what I would
Shador
say.
Sanders.
Yes. And
That's what I would say.
and-
Dylan Gabriel.
And if you want to,
Kenny
if you want to
Pickett?
be real, according to our insiders, they say Dylan Gabriel doesn't even look like an NFL
quarterback.
during
Yeah.
practice.
I don't
or
know why
something.
And I
he
do
doesn't.
want to go
Does.
back a
He
few
doesn't.
2 episodes ago where you were like, he'll be fine.
No,
What
but
makes
listen,
Joe better?
Short
Just
doesn't
the
short doesn't
experience?
mean
I know.
anything.
He's
but
doesn't.
maybe he's lazy.
What
we
makes
don't
Joe
know
better?
his
The
work ethic.
experience.
And
I
his
don't think-
arm.
He
and
was
his arm
like
strength.
crap last year.
And his arm strength and his
He got
connection with
benched
Jerry
for a
Jeudy.
rookie that got benched. He was in a benching war
His
with a
connection with
rookie
Jerry Jeudy
or
now.
younger
Yeah,
quarterback
there's
last
no
year.
way that he's better than Shador.
They say
He might
and
not
the
be, but
consistent-
he's
the
way
best
more ready.
And the
ready
worst quarterback,
quarterback
No
we
shit, he's
have.
Joe
Yep.
fucking Flacco.
Yeah.
the worst quarterback they say is at our freaking
Is
minicamp
Kenny
is
Pickett.
Kenny Pickett is what
Without
everybody
a doubt.
keeps saying.
And that's
all the-
sad to say that, because what you guys are saying that they don't even think Dylan Gabriel's an NFL quarterback. Kenny Pickett's the
Now,
worst one.
have you
Right.
seen also they're asking Joe Flacco about, hey, so
And let me ask you this
Go
question
ahead.
before. I said, this says rookie quarterback Shador Sanders is emerging as a contender, and I'm just going to add, to be a starter this season. Are you all in or all out on that? I just wanted to...
all in currently.
All in?
I have nothing to lose.
Yeah,
right?
I'm the same way. I'm all in. Like,
As a Bengals fan, I'd say I'd be all in for you guys on that one, because like, get behind it.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
do it. I mean,
Right.
what
do you
if-
guys have to lose?
What if like that's the person who turns our franchise around and takes us to imaginable?
I mean, I know we've
unimaginable
talked
heights
about
or
it.
whatever.
I don't want
Like-
I don't want him to come into 4 losses or 8 losses or 10 losses.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
we got 10.
yeah.
We're 0-10. Let's
Christian-
fucking start Shador.
Christian said in the chat, Browns. I know he's just messing around, but Browns are tanking for Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs.
But we can't.
But hear me
Jeremiah
out.
Smith can't come out. Next
Yeah,
year.
no, true.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
next
stupid.
year.
You're stupid, Christian.
What the fuck? Look at
I'll flip this fucking thing.
me. We run a
We
sports
don't
podcast,
tank.
baby.
Let's go. Caleb Downs definitely is coming out.
yeah, absolutely. Probably top 3 pick for sure. So, but if you're saying I got to take 2 seasons to get fucking Arch Manning and then Jeremiah Smith,
So have you seen though where they're saying Joe Flacco's been asked about? So no, how are you treating trying to mentor these young kids? And he literally said, "I'm not here to mentor anyone. I'm here to keep my job as long as I can."
Yep.
That's what he
And
said
he's
the
been-
first time we
and
brought
he's
him
been
on.
heads, and he's been head down going to work every single day. And
I think he can
wants-
run Stefanski's system
for sure.
He's going to be someone that Shador can learn because Shador can run Stefanski's system. I'm sure of it. I just know that he kind of ran a similar system in college. I think that I think we see Shador Sanders before we see Dylan Gabriel.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I
for
don't-
sure. I
After
think
Kenny
Dylan
Pickett.
Gabriel will be he'll start out a backup and he'll
We'll see
probably
him-
remain a backup.
Christian.
We'll
throughout
see
his
him at
career.
the 2027 Olympics playing some.
Chuck,
flag
as soon as we're
football.
done talking about the Browns, I'll turn your mic back up.
You really turned me down.
Just right after you said Kenny Pickett,
Damn.
but obviously
So,
I'm just messing with you.
I put a poll up. It's a little random. I just so I want to get your guys' opinion real quick. Which conference do you guys think is more prestigious in the NFL?
Oh, that's a good one. But I'm gonna have to go all day with AFC.
for
AFC.
sure.
I think the NFC. I'm gonna go with the
I'm
NFC.
just gonna say AFC North.
Let's look
Over
at the
everything.
last. Can you look up the last?
Yeah, but
20
I'm talking
I know.
history.
And let's just look at the last 20 Super Bowl winners.
It's probably mostly. I get it.
Let's
That's
just look
recency
up.
bias.
Let's
though.
just look up the last.
Yeah, but now you're getting into like Michigan fan talk. If you're going further than that, then
I
you're
said
talking
prestigious. That includes the entirety of the history.
Yeah, that would.
You can look up who has more wins, Super Bowl wins, NFC or AFC. I bet.
I'll
I
take
bet
the
that's a
AFC
fair
all day.
time too.
When it comes to Steelers.
Because let me tell you, between Tom Brady and Pat Mahomes, you ain't got a fucking chance, buddy.
That's funny.
Oh man. So.
29-28 NFC.
Oh,
Get outta
I remember
here.
now.
He
They were
lied.
tied last
Recency
year.
bias.
It was tied last year, and then the fucking, of course, the
He
Eagles.
said
won.
AFC bias.
This is bullshit.
AFC North bias.
Yeah,
That's
just
a
because they won a bunch recently
Have you
doesn't mean
seen-
the Cowboys and the 49ers didn't run shit before we were born.
I agree.
Back to a
And the
score
Packers.
question.
Eddie was born, brother.
Packers won the first 2 Super Bowls.
I probably was too, Eddie.
Have you seen where Shador Sanders said, if Joe Flacco asked me to organize his locker every single day, I would do it?
Yeah.
Because that's how respected it
Yeah.
is. Like,
He's all
bro,
in,
that.
bro.
This dude is like a constant. His dad told him, like,
That's
boy,
a
you better
lie.
go in there and respect the vets.
He's all in.
He lied to
He's all
see,
in.
I don't agree with that. I really
It's not
think
what
that
happened.
I think he's
He
that
told
kind of
Joe
dude.
Flacco to SSD.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
So now we're just gonna kind of. I just got a few more things in this segment. Do you guys know Jim Irsay had a massive collection of
Oh yeah,
guitars? I'm gonna play this video.
He was
You're just gonna hear the audio of it. But
well known for it. Or
yeah,
whatever.
listen to this.
Away last week, the Indianapolis Colts will be left to his 3 daughters, but that's not the only billion-dollar asset that Irsay is leaving his family. In addition to being one of the NFL's most vocal owners, Jim Irsay has spent the last 25 years amassing one of the world's most impressive memorabilia collections. He owns hundreds of items across music, art, history, and sports, including Bob Dylan's first ever electric guitar, an 1823 copy of the Declaration of Independence, the saddle from Secretariat's Triple Crown winning race, the Wilson volleyball from Castaway, a Jackie Robinson game used bat, and even Muhammad Ali's championship belt from the Rumble in the Jungle fight against George Foreman. Jim Irsay routinely spent millions of dollars on individual items at auction, and someone in the Middle East even offered him $1 billion for the entire collection, which he turned down. Instead, Irsay took his collection on a road show across America every year. He would display roughly 100 of the best items, and even though the events were expensive to produce, he never charged an admissions fee to view the collection because he didn't think that the items belonged to him. Irsay viewed the collection as historical artifacts that belonged to the world.
Let's give Jim a hand. That's so badass.
That's a hats off right there.
Yeah, it is.
buddy.
Let's Brent Flex hats
That's
off.
a hats off.
Yes, sir. So when I
I'm
heard
sorry
that,
I ever badmouthed you, Mr.
when I heard
there's
that,
been a lot
I'm
of
like,
bad
oh
shit
my
said about
goodness,
him, for sure.
the Wilson ball really
They traded
hilarious.
Peyton. They traded Peyton. I created a Twitter.
All right,
The
then
thing
I just
about
got,
Jim Irsay
just
is he always got
tweet
extra
Jim
stuff in
Irsay.
his pocket.
Then I just have 5 weird NFL facts. You guys ready for these 5 NFL weird
Let's
facts?
hear 'em.
So the Seattle Seahawks are the only team to play in an AFC and NFC championship.
Nice.
Which they're one of the few teams that would even be able to do that.
Yep. I think the Titans would. Well, no.
The Roilers?
No, I don't know.
Edmonton?
I don't know if they were in there. Now here's a good one. Dan Marino played 17 seasons, 242 games, and only had 87 career rushing yards.
Wow. Hell yeah.
It's a wild one.
So the Seahawks are the only team to switch. So they're literally the only team that could have done that.
Yeah. That's what
It's still a fact.
Still a fact.
Definitely,
boy.
100%.
That's another fact.
And it was fun.
That's a fact, Jack.
And it was fun.
Yeah. Barry Sanders has the most negative rush yards in history with negative 952 yards and still ranks 4th all time.
And is that times that he got tackled behind the
Dog.
line?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Dog.
Back when he had a shitty line that couldn't fucking block for him and he had to do all the work.
Yeah, he had to run back 12
It's
yards just to get
crazy,
started.
Right. Just to get a running start.
In 2012, Brett Favre became the first and only active NFL player to become a grandpa.
That's pretty crazy.
That's crazy, right?
He's a
I
piece of
figured
shit,
he would
though.
be the first one that they ever
Yeah.
fucking. He's also the first player that they ever put the V before the R and fucking pronounce it wrong. I don't understand that. How did
That's
that
not the
ever?
only time. It's like a French thing.
How
or
did that
something.
ever? How did
Yeah,
that
I
ever
don't know.
So
occur?
It's
Favre?
it's an actual thing. It's not just a
That's just
mistake
so
for
weird.
his name.
And then
That's so
here's
weird.
the last fact I have. The Bears have never had a QB throw for 4,000 yards.
And
but
they never
now,
will.
and now that they have Caleb Williams, they still won't have a quarterback to throw 4,000 yards.
They never will.
Oh, that's good.
That's
So,
funny.
Hell yay! All right, I'm gonna make sure I get my vote in. Because if you don't have your vote in, I can't say the next. You ever voted? You voted?
I voted.
Yeah, I voted. All right, let's go to Chuck and check the polls, please.
What up? So, first one, are you subscribed to our YouTube channel? It's either yes or why not. We did get one why not, which I don't know why you wouldn't just go subscribe. Why would you tell on yourself?
Piss me off, whoever it was. Can you see who it was?
I don't know. We don't get.
No, we don't get that information.
They get to answer anonymously, unfortunately.
But we know who you are.
Yeah.
We will find you.
So next
we
one,
will
during
kill
the
you.
interview, I asked everybody how often do you watch the Indy 500. I put every year, occasionally, never, and then for myself, nobody voted for
I
it.
missed that one.
But I'm gonna vote for this one. Park in the yard and drink beer in the infield during the race. That's what I do.
Yes.
But we got 44% every year, then 33 occasionally, and 22 never. So it seems like it's a pretty popular event for
Those nevers need
our
to
viewers.
start
boost
watching.
them.
Get with the
boost 'em.
program.
And then we got who's going to win the NHL Finals. We got 80% to the Panthers. Some people out here think that the Oilers are going to win still, I guess.
Dummies.
That's the JPs of the world, probably.
Yeah, JPPs.
Who do you think had the most impressive May performance between Ohtani and Judge?
I said Aaron Judge.
We got
Yep.
75% said Aaron Judge. And then probably the most obvious poll question that I did ask tonight. Does Halliburton run New York? We got 100% yes.
That's around the table.
Yeah.
And then I gave everybody until just now to vote on this one. And with 100%, everybody agrees with you guys about the AFC being more prestigious than the NFC.
That's around the table.
That's around the table, brother.
It is not, because I said NFC and I was right.
But you're not around the table, Chuck. I'm
Yeah.
just
This
saying.
is true.
You're
I've got my
over
own NFC table over here.
You're over there at your own conference, bro.
See, I got the Saints jersey over
Yeah.
here, so
Yeah.
it's perfect.
That's Drake Troutman.
I was about to say that.
Oh, shit. That's
Oh, that
hilarious.
is so funny. Does anybody have anything else they want to bring to this hot ass motherfucking table?
I don't think so. That's hot.
Hey,
Subscribe,
it says
follow,
it's still
share.
91, but I think
That's
it's
right.
hotter.
Yeah, I think
we're
it's
warm.
on. It's the headphones.
Remember, All In Nation, please go subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Twitch and Kick and TikTok. Shout out to our sponsors, DNC Commercial Construction, Brimflex Designs, Homie Construction, Scotty Williams Racing, and Bob's Flavors. We will see you guys next Tuesday at 7 p.m. So, we are the All In Sports Podcast, and we are signing out. I'm Nick.
I'm Fees.
I'm JP.
I'm Eddie.
I'm Chuck.
All In Nation, don't forget to stick around.
The return to glory. Oh, goodness!